Take a second, wherever you are right now, scrolling on your phone, sitting in traffic, or walking through a crowded street. Just pause. Step out of the noise with me. Modern life is defined by constant speed and deep social fractures. We are technologically wired to everyone on the planet, yet we live behind defensive walls that generate a quiet, constant exhaustion. This friction has an ancient remedy. You may know it as Hinduism, but practitioners have called it Sanatana Dharma, the eternal way. This ageless order prioritizes internal realization over blind belief. It is a philosophy lived and experienced, rather than historical facts to be memorized. The goal of this worldview is universal peace and global unity. It functions as a roadmap for harmony that bypasses the common drives for conversion or division. Achieving that unity begins with a specific shift in perspective. It requires us to look past our outward differences and reevaluate the foundational nature of our own existence. Sanatana Dharma lacks the typical markers of world religions. There is no single human founder, no specific starting date in history, and no single central holy book. It is more like a massive river fed by thousands of distinct streams over 5 millennia. Ancient seers discovered these truths through deep meditation, observing the laws of the universe much like a scientist discovers the laws of physics. The Rig Veda, one of humanity's oldest texts, records a breakthrough. Recognizing our diverse temperaments, it states, "Truth is one, though the wise speak of it in many ways." This allows the tradition to function as a welcoming spiritual laboratory. When different spiritual paths are viewed as different roots of the same mountain, the traditional friction between us and them begins to dissolve. At the peak of this philosophy is Brahman, the infinite, formless, and timeless ocean of existence and consciousness that powers the stars. However, the human mind often struggles to connect with a formless, infinite concept. We naturally seek a face to love or an emotional anchor to hold on to. This is why the formless divine manifests in personal forms. A practitioner uses a deity as a symbol, a window to gaze upon the infinite. This leads to the most significant insight of the ancient Upanishads, the discovery of the Atman, or the true individual soul. The texts present a direct equation. The soul within you, the Atman, is identical to Brahman, the supreme soul of the universe. This equation defines your worth. You are a direct spark of the divine fire, inseparable from the force that animates the entire cosmos. If the divine resides within you, it must also reside within your neighbor, the stranger across the ocean, and your most difficult colleague. This is the philosophy behind the traditional Indian greeting, Namaste. While it is often used as a casual hello, its literal meaning is a recognition of this shared essence. The true meaning of Namaste is profound. The divine light in me recognizes and bows to the divine light within you. When you view others through this lens, the animosity of daily life softens. It is difficult to sustain deep-seated hatred for another person when you believe their core identity is the same as yours. This concept of unity scales from the individual to the entire planet through the ancient principle of Vasudeva Kutumbakam. This translates to, "The world is one family." It describes a reality without tribal boundaries, religious conditions, or geopolitical borders. Within this interconnected body, harming another person or polluting the environment becomes an act of self-inflicted damage. This inclusive DNA is woven into the tradition's most ancient prayers, which ask for the health and happiness of all beings, regardless of their nation, their background, or their faith. You can test this profound philosophy today. The next time you feel frustrated with a stranger or an opposing view online, take one intentional breath and remember Vasudeva Kutumbakam. By recognizing the shared divine spark beneath the surface of our flaws, we can begin to dissolve the walls of modern division and find peace in our daily interactions.